Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Clever Tamana Komia, privileged CEO Clever Cancels. It's a good day, and I welcome you all to yet again another show, Clever Cancels Virtual Reality Show. It's a privilege to have you once again. I want to say thank you if it's your first time joining us in Clever Cancels Virtual Reality Show. I'd for you to like, subscribe, and share. So today we're going to be discussing on a very important and a vital topic. Before I get to that, a whole lot of persons have their different definition on what love means, and this is actually gotten from their personal experiences from people, from the movies, from novels, and all. And they tend to conclude by that or by the happenings. Okay, this is my own definition of what love is. Some actually correct, some actually wrong. So today I'm going to be talking to also my own perspective on what love is really about. I'm going to give us two definitions on love, and I'll be dwelling on the latter. But before I continue, a great man said, once the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse becomes inevitable. The Oxford Dictionary defines love as an intense feeling of a romantic attachment based on attraction felt towards another person. Now, this is how the Oxford Dictionary defines it: a profound, tender feeling towards someone or towards a particular thing. There's another level of attraction towards a thing or a person. Now, the definition I'm going to be dwelling on more is this second one, and it is the undying, passionate, unwavering, sacrificial feeling, affection you have for someone or something. It is the never give up feeling for someone that allows you to give your time, to give your all, to believe in the person even when the person fails to believe in themselves. So I'm going to be, before I go fully on what love is, and I'll tell us what love is not. So before I actually tell us what love is not about, I think we should know, this is my perspective, this is me. Love is actually the never giving up feeling towards someone. And this was best demonstrated to us in John chapter 3 and verse 16, where God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Even when we don't love him yet, he gave his all, believing that we are going to love him back. Love is not seeing your partner love you first before you love them back. It is you accepting the person for who they really are. Now, giving up is no exception, except in a case where you're being abused, which I am no fan of abuse. In most cases, domestic abuse. It's more like the rampant way of abuse, but there are various kinds of abuse which are not talked about, and I'm going to be dwelling on a few of them. And the first one is the physical abuse, which is most times called the domestic abuse. This is when you're physically abused by your partner, like he or she beats you up, slaps you, or do sort of anything related to physical abuse. Physical abuse is any intentional acts causing injury or trauma to another person by way of bodily contact. In most cases, children are victims of this physical abuse, but right now it's seen that it has gone beyond children to adults. You see where a partner is being abused by their husbands or by their wife. Most times here we look more on the lady's side, where a man abuses the woman physically, but there are some women that have turned to abuse the men because they are a little bit bigger than them or something of sort. So physical abuse is not supposed to be heard in true love. True love does not know abuse. It doesn't know physical abuse. You don't have to hit a woman to pass a message. You don't have to hit a man to pass a message to make them feel like you're right. This is my view on wanting you to do something that you don't know how to do right. So you don't need any sort of physical abuse to pass your message. And the second one is sexual abuse. This is when you're forcibly taken advantage of, when you're drugged to have sex with your partner without your permission. Sexual abuse is an unwanted sexual activity with the perpetrator of using force, making threat, or taking advantage of the victim without the consent of the person. A whole lot of partners force themselves to having sex with their partner, like abuse them, they drug them to make sure they have sex with them. Come with this notion that I've spent a whole lot for this lady, and I think the only way she can pay me back, the only way I can consummate love, or the way she can consummate love is to have sex with me. And if she's not ready to give to you willingly, you see, just get yourself abusing the. Thirdly, we have the emotional abuse. This is done when a person makes you feel less of yourself. When a person makes you feel less of who you really are. Abuse you verbally, use your own condition to abuse you. Victims of emotional abuse easily feel intimidated and don't believe in themselves, which in turn leads to wrong perspective on who people are. And it affects a whole lot of minds, making people see that true love doesn't exist. Because I feel like my partner before now had this wrong perspective on who I am, and I don't think anybody will see me less of what he has said. And this makes people go look so down on themselves, and you find them not actually being who they really are. They just become box of themselves. They don't want to express themselves. So any partner who will abuse you emotionally, will talk you down because you feel your body is big, and or you feel you're not too tall, you have one or two physical defect, and the person like, go away, you this that, abuse you emotionally and make you feel less of yourself. Auntie, uncle, please, it's time to back out, because there's no a person who makes you feel less of yourself is not worthy to relate with you or to even fall in love with. A lot of persons endure and ignore the red flags because they feel like he is going to change. Uncle, auntie, such a person cannot change. This is who they really are. It is better for you to wait long than to fall in love with somebody who is wrong. Rather than being tolerated, you rather go to a place where you're being celebrated. With the way you are, a whole lot of persons love you for you. A lot of people love you for the way you are. A lot of persons see you differently. A lot of persons are dying to have you. So don't allow no man or no woman make you look less. This part of abuse, it's looked down upon most times because it seems that it's irrelevant, but it's very important. And this is lack of boundaries or respect for the person. A healthy relationship must start with mutual respect, and that includes respecting each other's physical and emotional boundaries. But what are boundaries? These personal boundaries are physical, emotional, and mental limits we establish to protect ourselves from being manipulated, used, or abused. This is when your partner has no regard whatsoever about you or things that connect to your limits. And such partners will never believe in you, take you seriously, they'll kill your courage and always want to call the shots in your life. Please, these are the kind of persons you're not supposed to be around with. Anyone who will not accept your boundaries, who will not respect your boundaries, anyone who will not respect you. Now, it's not the gender. A lot of persons feel like respect is just for the men. No. A lot of men abuse respect, abuse the women, and feel like because I'm a man, I feel like I can talk to a lady anyhow. I can feel like I treat a lady anyhow. Uncle, sorry, you're not calling the shots in her life. She has her own life. She has what she likes. Respect that. Before you came into her life, she was there. She loves this thing. Even if you don't like it, you take time. It's a gradual process of people to change. People don't change like that because you feel you want them to change. No, uncle, you on your own, it takes time. Please give her time and respect her boundaries. If she say, please stop, you stop. It's not because you're providing for her, you feel like you can call the shot for her, you can treat her the way you like. And ladies, please too, for the fact that you're earning more than your man, it doesn't make you look like, please, I don't have to respect him. After all, I earn more than him. Yeah, that's a privilege. You earn more than him, yes, it's a privilege, but please respect him. As even the Bible said, it said, men, women, submit to your husbands, even as the church, as Christ submitted to the church. So please submit to him, and men respect the woman in turn. Once love is there, once respect is there towards a lady, you see submission becomes easily and natural for a woman. And up next is what love is not. Now, I've said a whole lot of things about abuse, and now sometimes infatuation feels like love. Some things you like is love, it's not actually love. So what is not love? Love is not abusing the privilege of being loved. by always abusing your spouse emotionally, physically, sexually, psychologically, and otherwise. It's not living as a single person, even when you're in a relationship, prioritizing things over your partner. Love is not about abusing the weaknesses of your spouse. Love is not about abusing the weaknesses of your partner. It's not about making the whole atmosphere tense because of your inability to manage your anger, because of your inability to manage your emotions. It's not about keeping or holding records of wrong done to the point you even bring out the pen and the paper, start crying in the house. Babe, what's the problem? Babe, don't you remember today is the anniversary of your adultery? No, fine, that has passed. Love is forgiveness. Love bears no record of wrong done, except when you're being threatened. When your life is being threatened, yes, you don't play down on that. You move. Love is not about being proud or being intimidated by your partner's success or by your partner's achievement. It's something you should be happy for. Love is not taking advantages of your partner. Love is not actually pretending to be who you're not to impress someone. That is not love. Love is not lies. Love builds its foundation on truth. Once trust is broken, man, love is gone. Love is not where you come up and you start going to meet your friends, you abuse your partner's flaws. See, once you start doing that, once you start abusing your partner's flaws in front of your friends or your family, immediately they lose respect for your partner. So rather than abusing your partner's flaws, rather than abusing your partner's shortcomings, what you should do is to work it out as a team. Together, you all will achieve more. If you say you actually love this person, why going about to abuse him? My husband cannot perform, he's a 1-minute man. Can't you teach him? That is why you're there. You're there to work together as one. You see, and you two shall become one flesh. It's a mystery that is untold, that nobody can fathom. He said, and you two shall become one flesh. Can you go outside and tell them that abuse yourself in front of your friends? No. You stick together and make things work. That is all love is. Love is not abusing yourself, not abusing your partner because of you feel like this person is like this. Is like, please, uncle, auntie. It's not like that. Love goes beyond that. Love goes beyond seeing faults. But sorry, for me to iterate this, it's not like you go beyond seeing fault. If you see red flag, uncle Jackpa, auntie Jackpa, once you see red flag, run. Jackpa is run. Don't go and tolerate red flags and say that I said there is no. Once you see red flags, something you cannot curtail with, once you're in courtship, it's not something you should pretend over. It's something that you should bounce, because forever is too long to having spoken extensively about what love is not. Now this is my idea on what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is forgiveness. Love is not seeking to abuse your partner. Love is care, love is giving. Because the authentic proof of love is giving. Love goes beyond being proud. Love is sacrifice. Love is sacrifice. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 13, the Amplified Version, he said, and now there remain faith, abiding trust in God and his promise, hope, the confident expectation of external salvation, love, unselfish love for another, growing out of God's love. These three, but the greatest of it all, it's love. In summary, love is not for the perfect or for those who are good, because you and I, we're not perfect. But love is for those in the process of becoming good and process of becoming better. Remember, where there is no offenses, there is no sorry. Don't expect your partner to be perfect, because me, we're not perfect. It's not been perfect. Please stand up for your partner. Do things right with them. Grow with the person. You want them to change? Yes. It takes time. Remember, during the process of change, you need patience. During the process of change, you need patience. Learn your partner's love language. Communicate to them. Relate with your partner. Communication is the basic of every relationship. Without communication, the relationship dies. Out of sight is completely out of. I love you all so much. I hope this has helped a whole lot of you. I remain Clever Tamno Komia, privileged CEO, Clever Counsels. It's a privilege to have you see this video. I thank you so much for taking out your time in your busy schedule to watch. I say thank you and may God bless you all so much. Clever Counsels International, not a regular marriage counselor or relationship coach. Thank you so much. Love you. See you on the next one.